So the funniest thing I think is ironically the first thing I ever did. So 18, that exact thing I was referencing earlier, like Suffocate Faster goes to St. Louis, plays with them this day. One King Down, or not One King Down, excuse me, One Nation Under is with us, and we're driving to Iowa overnight. And we're going solely so we can hop on this fest at 10 a.m. Terrible idea, brutal, but we're doing it. Um, and so we leave St. Louis, and it was like sketchy, like allegedly some dude was pulling a gun on us for something. I don't remember the exactly why, but we were like cutting out super, super quick. So we drive for an hour or two and stop somewhere in southern Illinois, at like a Denny's. And you've got kind of a sea of dudes. One Nation Under's drummer, this kid Robbie, was like 16. And I would say like Rich Thurston at that point is probably 28, 30, somewhere in there. So like pretty wide range of guys. It's 2 in the morning. We're all in black shirts that, probably say fuck on them somewhere. We're not the like 12, 14 guys that Denny's was expecting to roll in. So we
Sure.
come in, we're sitting, we're eating, we're loud. And these two girls who were, I don't know, but probably 16, 17, 18, are like across the way and come over like, are you guys in a band? And of course, without missing a beat, absolutely we're in a band. Like, really? What band are you in? We're like, oh, well, you see those guys over there? They're in a band called Cold, which was, I guess, whoever was the one talking with them was because their singer was bald and Chris also was bald. So we're going with it. And they're like, that kid over there, this kid Zach, they're like, he plays in a band called Linkin Park, and well, the rest of us are just crew. And they lose their minds, lose their minds. And they're like, no way. We're like, yeah, for sure. But like, we can't talk about it too much because, we're like crew. But there's the vans out back with trailers. So they're like, yeah, for sure. So that goes on for a while. We end up leaving. We're like, yo, can we go get showers at your place? And they're like, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to their spot. They're like, hey, can we stop for an errand real quick? We go to Walmart. 24-hour Walmart. We're all getting out. We're walking into Walmart so that these girls could buy cameras. They bought like disposable cameras, so they wanted to take pictures with us. Okay. I'm just live with me here. It keeps going. We're like, all right, cool, I guess. And, we get some snacks or whatever, maybe. We get back to this house. A couple guys take showers. Most of us just sit there like, wow, this is crazy. What the heck's going on here? They're taking pictures of us. They're doing all this sort of stuff. Oh, crap. At the Walmart, one of the women that was checking us out asked, are you guys in a band? We're like, yeah, that guy's in Linkin Park. She loses her mind. She's like, my son is your biggest fan. This is crazy. We're like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. She's like, can I get an autograph? And Zach's like, absolutely. And writes, keep rocking Spence Jackson, because he knew there was somebody in the band named Spencer. So he wrote that. No clue. So again, we're at this house. A couple guys are taking showers. Somebody grabbed like an entire box of fudgesicles. I remember we ate fudgesicles. And somebody snags the cameras, and we're like, "Oh yeah, we gotta go," and we leave immediately. Like nothing at all sketchy whatsoever, other than taking the cameras from them, I guess. But so we're driving and we're like laughing, but it's that time of night. You're driving around, everybody's getting tired. It's been 45 minutes or something, and out of nowhere, person coming flying on is honking that horn, comes a million miles an hour driving around, it's weaving into us. Like, what the heck is going on? And we realize it's the girls. They have followed us on the highway, found us because they wanted the cameras back. So we all stop at the next exit at a gas station, and they get out, and like whoever had them ran into one of the One Nation guys, I think, had them and like ran into the store, and they're like messing with him, and he's like, I can't give them to you, like the label says no, and all this other stuff, which makes no sense, but whatever. Meanwhile, an undisclosed member of one of the bands, while they're paying no attention, jumps in their car with keys still in it and gone, and takes off. Just drives away. And so we're talking to them, and they're like, you got to give us our stuff, and this is crazy. Like, we were so nice to you guys. You only let us have photos. We won't do anything. And we're like, yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. We can't do it in your car. But yeah, we can't help you at your car. And they're not catching on until we're finally like, hey, your car's gone. I had no idea what happened. And they're like, they of course are freaking out immediately. Whoever it was that was driving comes back, 30 seconds later or something, and parks it. And I think they kind of get the message like, okay, this has all been absolute shenanigans. Like it's maybe time just to go back home and call it a night. And they did, thankfully. And we drive on to Iowa Fest and sleep on a table for an hour before we play to 200 people and, call it a night. That was one of the crazier things that I've engaged in. Inclination's pretty benign, honestly. So that was one of the wild ones for sure.